It's the one prize that those two men in that picture there want so desperately. Gigi Dall'Igna, the Ducati Corsa technical wizard, and this man Pecco Bagnaia. They're on the brink, they're so close to ending 15 years of hurt, aren't they, for Ducati? 2007, their one and only MotoGP success in the championship with Casey Stoner. It's very much game on in this year's title chase with 40 points covering the top 5 riders. And let's not forget, when we talk about title contenders, Enea Bastianini and Jack Miller, 4th and 5th respectively in the current standings. Now then, into time attack mode we go here in FP2 in Phillip Island, and straight away with that brand new soft rear tyre, brand new medium front tyre, Aleix Espargaro getting on with business here. Through turn 8 he goes, now attacking hard through Luki Heights, just as Marco Bezzecchi directly ahead of him, who's on an absolute charge himself on the Muni VR46 Ducati, our most recent pole man. Last time out in Buriram, he was superb in that qualifying session, wasn't he? A shock pole for Marco Bezzecchi. Absolutely nailed that final section, the final corner over in Thailand to take his career first pole in MotoGP. In FP2 though now here in Australia, Bezzecchi surely going top spot over Lonnie Dills, a 1:29.871, the first sub 1:30 lap we've had of the weekend so far, then fired in by the Italian, immediately bettered by Maverick Viñales. This is the charge that we expected. There's a Aprilia Racing CEO, Massimo Rivola. He'll be happy with that then. Viñales, who has started top 2 in the last 3 Australian Grand Prix here at Phillip Island, back on top of the par. Pol Espargaro now fires the Repsol up into 3rd place. Those 3 men, Viñales, Bezzecchi and Pol Espargaro, straight away, Simon, first flying lap on that soft rear tyre into the 1:29s.
Yeah, Matt, I've got to say, it's still a couple of seconds off what is possible without the wind. I mean, that is really fast considering the level of winds, because you literally can't ride like you want to with that wind.
Just for reference, the all-time lap record, it's the most long-standing one that remains in MotoGP, still held by triple MotoGP world champion Jorge Lorenzo, all the way back in the Bridgestone era, 2013, a 1:27.899. That's the best ever motorcycle lap we've had around this Phillip Island circuit. What can Fabio Quartararo do here? He goes top, brilliant by Quartararo. Superb final second that was by the Frenchman, a 1:29.614, and he takes over top spot from his former factory Yamaha teammate Maverick Viñales by just over 1/10 of a second. Viñales trying to strike straight back here. He powers the Aprilia towards the Gardner Straight. Viñales trying to improve on a 1:29.745. Here he is, coming over the finish line right now. Maverick Viñales just missing out, but he'll be happy. 2nd place will be job done for the Aprilia man. It's looked like a much more calmer and happier Maverick Viñales after Buriram, Simon, where he kind of reverted to the Maverick Viñales at the back end of his Yamaha career when he had all kinds of problems trying to find rear grip in Buriram with that harder casing Michelin rear tyre. Pecco Bagnaia then gets down to a 1:32.40. Best time he's mustered so far on this free practice Friday in Australia. Got him up to 10.
And what a beautiful shot of him going into turn 1. So fast in there, Matt. And these guys, I've got to say, I can imagine what they're going through. It is hard to do these times in the wind. Like I said earlier, they're calculating each corner differently than you would with no wind, trying to figure out where the wind's helping them and like pushing them into the corner so they can actually go faster, holding them. And then the next one, they've got to brake a bit early and leave a bit of margin, because otherwise they'll go off the track, you know.
Yeah, and this track, I mean, talk about the ultimate test of skill and bravery. Well, it's Phillip Island all over, isn't it? Quartararo, can he improve on that 1:29.614? Not quite. Hard on the brakes.
Look at this. Sorry, guys, Matt. That's right, perfect. That is so fast in there. Like, and you don't actually have to stay on the brakes that long because the corner's so quick. You got to get off the brake and let it flow. It's like an amazing corner.
Hitting the brakes at 211 miles an hour, 340 Ks, and they're not quite sure exactly what direction the wind is going to hit you going into that Durham corner. Scary, scary stuff. Scary pace at the moment, though, by Marco Bezzecchi. He's just wrestled top spot back in this session. Brilliant by the rookie. He can actually capture the Rookie of the Year title here this weekend in Australia. Bez then leads again with a 1:29.513. Boy, has he found something over the last couple of Grand Prix on that Michelin soft tyre. Marco Bezzecchi and Johann Zarco well, as normal service been resumed, because it's been a fantastic Friday so far then for the Frenchman on the Prima Pramac Racing Ducati. Zarco was our quickest man this morning in FP1, and he now leads the way in this second practice session. 10 seconds of FP2 remaining. Zarco leads with a 1:29.475. Bezzecchi second. Polispargo's had a good afternoon. Third in the reps London. It's Quartararo Vignales, Marc Marquez, Aleix Espargaro, Pecco Bagnaia, Bastianini and Martin. They are your top 10.
No KTMs in the top 10 at the moment. Oliveira right on the cusp in 11th.
Yeah, and also we've got to go a long way down to find the home crowd favourite Jack Miller as well.
Yeah.
Miller down in 17th place.
Great point. There he goes up to 13th, but yeah, he's having a tougher time of it. Maybe the soft not in yet, is it? Oh, well, it has to be. I mean, it's the end of the session. What happened there?
Jack was out on the soft. There was obviously no issue with late yellow flags or anything. In fact, I don't think there's been a faller in MotoGP, despite the very unpredictable and tricky weather conditions. We've not had a crash in MotoGP's 2 sessions here today, but Jack Miller was definitely out on the soft front, soft rear tyre, and as Simon said, he got the checkered flag in 13th place, so Miller will be having to take some big risks in the cool conditions tomorrow morning.
Yeah, half a second down Jack was, which I did not expect. I really thought Jack could do the job today. I really did.
Jorge Martini was in that 10th place. That's where he stays. Just having a quick check to see if anybody might knock the Spaniard out of that top 10.
Enea Bastianini in 9th. Great job considering this is his first day at Phillip Island on a MotoGP.